meetings in Kenya, in Tanzania, as they call it, Tanzania, and in Rwanda, and then in Uganda. And it's been quite an experience. And everywhere I've gone, people have been blessed. I don't know why, but I end up in so many Pentecostal meetings. Big Pentecostal church in Uganda. And, first of all, in Rwanda. Last year I preached in the Zion Tabernacle there. About 3,000 people, members in that church. And I spoke 8 times in the week. They have a midday meeting, they call it lunch hour meeting, which is 2 hours actually. And then on Tuesday night and Thursday night, they have full house. That's the whole crowd, 3,000 people. And all the meetings are videoed and so on. It's a very, very big church. And of course, I look through the parking lot and there's Mercedes-Benz vehicles, and I said, well, looks like, we've got some people here belonging to this one. And it was just wonderful. I mean, the pastors got so blessed themselves. And then I go back this time and we have several meetings in the morning in that big church with the pastors from other churches as well, plus people that wanted to come. It was kind of thrown open. So we had quite a big crowd. And God is just blessing people, and that's what I love. And also, many of the pastors, I get emails from pastors in many countries, and sometimes I get emails like, brother, please, would you send me all your books? Well, I know what they want, you see, because I've been a pastor, so I understand. And see, they run out of steam, If you've been a pastoring in a church for 5 years, you've about told them about everything you know. And, then when you start to go over it, that's when your congregation starts to go down. And so they want some more material, you see. Well, I don't mind. I mean, I'm not jealous and saying, no, you're not going to preach my message. No, they can have it. But I tell them, you can't preach this until it becomes your message. And you understand what I mean by that? I mean that you have to experience that message yourself before I can preach it. And so today, what I'm going to share with you is what God has shared with us, or shared with me. And that's the only way that I find that it works. So we're going to begin here today in the second book of Corinthians, chapter 3. Second book of Corinthians, chapter 3. In verse 3 it says, "Forasmuch as ye are manifestly declared to be the epistles of Christ." You see, God has many ways of expressing himself, even as we have ways of expressing ourselves. In some cases, we express ourselves by writing. And some people have a real gift in terms of writing. I kind of have to struggle a bit with that, but never mind, we get the job done with the help of some very wonderful people. So writing is one way in which we can communicate with people the truth and so on. Another way, of course, is in speaking, which we can all do. You don't have to be smart or clever. We all seem to be able to speak and share what's in our heart. And as you do that, then you begin to spread the word of truth, which changes lives. So there's writing, there is speaking, but there is another form of expression. The Bible says here, you are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Christ. Now, the epistle of Christ, of course, would be something actually written. But it's not the writing of the truth that really contains the power, not just the writing itself. It's the expression of what is written. And so when it says that you are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Christ, it means that you have a form of expression of the truth which nobody else has. And in this case, every one of you are unique. You can express Christ in a way that I could not do. We're not talking here just about knowledge. We're talking about an expression. Because we are, we all have our own character concepts and so on. But as we begin to express the Christ, there is a part of us which becomes involved. People say, I love your ministry and, you've blessed us. Somewhere along the line, that simply means you are expressing something that really I've been looking for. In other words, the ultimate expression of all of our lives comes back to one person. It's the expression of Christ himself. It's not what you think he is that you can express and bless people with. It's what he is. Because Christ is the mystery of God. He is the mystery of God. And if you haven't discovered God to be a mystery yet, then you haven't discovered him. Because God is a mystery. He's a mystery as to how he created the heavens and the earth. He is a mystery as to how God can pick up a person like you and so fill you with himself and cause you to manifest what he is. That's a mystery. How can God take somebody like Des Walter and somehow get himself inside here and express what he is? That's a mystery to me. Probably to everybody else too, but it's a mystery. And so we are talking about an expression of Christ. So it says here, you are declared to be the epistle of Christ, or you are God's letter to the world. And God is writing that letter in you every day. And if you live to be 100, I guess God will continue to be writing in that letter, which is your life. The letter is what God is writing in you. Now that means that you and I, every one of us, have the ability to express what God says we are. Not just what we think we are, but what God says we are. You have the ability to express that. Now, you cannot express anything that God has not written into your life. So it's like this is the governing factor of how I can become a manifestation of Christ, is that he must write in me first. Well, then we go back to Genesis 1 verse 26, which somehow seems to be the key around which all the truth revolves. And it says there that we have been created in the likeness and the image of God. So what God is writing in us is in fact the image and the likeness of God, his nature and his character.